Is Punjabi compulsory in Khalsa College? Then coming to academic side of things, teachers are 67% attendance is the mandatory requirement. Additional subjects, as I said, is there a minority bias? Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. This is Sahaj and I hope you guys are doing great. So today is July 28th and today was the first day of my second year in college, and I met all the freshers and everybody. We just had one class, but I went way well in advance just to interact with the freshers of my department, which is English Honors at SGTB Khalsa North Campus, Delhi University. So I have been thinking about making a video of my college review for a really long time now, and now that I was getting all these, I was getting so many messages in the comment section regarding the college, how's the college, and I'm getting this, that course, XYZ. So, yeah, here I am to solve all your queries. I've responded to every single comment. And if you still have any doubts, you're most welcome to just post all your queries in the comment section of this video. So, yeah, all the Delhi University um, admissions and allocations are going on. And I believe the second allocation just came out, yeah, if I'm not wrong. And a lot of you have been texting me regarding what you're getting, and some of you have got Khalsa, so welcome to Khalsa College. And before we begin with any of that, I'll be keeping this video strictly in English because in Delhi University there's a lot of international students, and I do understand that they might not be comfortable with Hindi or any other language per se. So, yeah, let's start the video without much ado. Okay, so for this video, you can see the different timestamps. I'll be adding different sectionals in this video, and we will be talking about the Sikh minority scene at Khalsa, ragging, and everything. So, yeah, don't worry about the ragging part of it. So, before that, if you don't know me or if you're new to this channel, I'm Sahajkar Bhatia. I am a BA English Honors student at SGTB Khalsa College, Delhi University North Campus. So, yeah, so while I'm pursuing English honors, I'll not be talking about that much. This is more of like a full college review. So I have some sections here. First of all, let's start with the overall review. Okay, so my first thoughts were that it is a good college. Definitely, infrastructure is something that you'll be looking at in all these college tour videos and XYZ. I remember seeing the tour video of only Khalsa College, and I was very, very taken aback because infrastructure was not nice. And this was the only video I saw, and when I actually went there, the infrastructure was not actually good. I mean, yeah, painting and stuff keeps on going, but ACs, we do not have ACs in all classrooms, so there's that. So in summers it gets like very difficult because you have to go on searching for your classrooms which have AC and are empty at the moment. So then it's a hassle, but otherwise I'd say it's pretty cool, right? Like right now, because freshers are coming around the time of August, right? So this time, which is monsoon to fall, is a good time to be here. The semester. After that, in summers, it gets a little bit, you know, really hot. So you have to dress accordingly. So that's the infrastructure part of it. Otherwise, it's a good college. The crowd here, I mean, I'll be talking about it in detail, but the crowd here is pretty cool actually. I mean, because it's mostly, Punjabi sort of vibe. So it's really nice. And I'm not saying that because I belong to that part of the college, but I mean, even otherwise, people are very welcoming, people are very warm. Teachers are especially very nice and cooperative, especially if I have to talk about the English faculty. All the teachers are pretty cool. In fact, today freshers were asking us about, the teachers, and I did tell them honestly. But overall, the faculty is really nice, and there's not much to worry about if you've got Khalsa. Then we have location and vibe. So SGTB Khalsa College is the first college of North Campus. So when you and nearest metro station is Vishwavidyalaya. So when you get off from Vishwavidyalaya, it's a 5-minute walk, and this is the first college in the entire campus. So it's really close. Miranda House, we have bang opposite. Then we have Hansraj and all these other colleges. So if you're someone who lives far, or if you live in South Campus, obviously you'll prefer a South Campus college. So that depends on your preference list. If you have upgraded or something, then go for a South Campus college. Not that you have an option. I mean, if you get it, then go for it. But in North Campus, this is the first college that we get, right? So you can commute by whatever means you find suitable depending on the distance. For me, it's metro. Metro is the most convenient. Most people go through metro. It is not at all convenient during exams, because you have to understand all Delhi University students have exams on the same day. So no matter what college it is, so it gets pretty damn crowded at that time. In fact, I use my own commutation at that time. I do not commute by metro strictly during exams, because it's, I mean, you can't even imagine, you know, the machine where you like tap your card, that stuff breaks down and they're just letting people go. I mean, we've been in such situations. It's pretty bad. Then otherwise, metro for everyday college is perfect. Depending on your route, you might have to go through a concourse station and change metros like it is usually. So for me, it is a one concourse station, but it's pretty close. If you're someone from like who lives really far, then it's better to go for a flat or PG option. Um, vibes are nice. I mean, it's, as I said, divinity is also a part of it. We have a gurdwara on the campus that you can visit. Then we have gym, which is open to all. Someone was asking, I believe. Um, what else? We have all these sports grounds, and we have canteen. We have kiosks of Nescafe and Amul, which are pretty good. Canteen right now is, I think, some going through some changes right now, but it will be open like soon. So that's what we've been informed as of yesterday. So yeah, that's about the vibe. That brings us to the campus part of it, talking about infra and canteen. So I believe I've covered infra pretty in detail. See, all the government colleges have a similar infrastructure out here. So it's not that it's just Khalsa which is, lacking infrastructure. It's not really much of a deal once you get there. Honestly, you get used to it. Talking about canteen, as I said, I think I've already covered that too. We have a canteen. I honestly do not really prefer the canteen food. I prefer kiosk, Amul or Nescafe if at all. Best case scenario, bring your lunch. I mean, if you're coming from your home, if you live in Delhi, then I always bring my lunch. And whenever we get a break, we have a 15 minutes break at 12:30 to 12:45. We also get a lot of gaps, sometimes 1 or even 2 hour gap in between classes. So yes, you'll have to wait. I mean, there's no choice. If you can like prepone it, talk to your teachers, talk to your what do you say, monitors, class representatives when they are made, not at this stage, works. Then coming to academic side of things, teachers are pretty cool. I'd say they're just like your friends. So when you come from school life transitioning into college, it's natural to be overwhelmed and stuff. And even I was very overwhelmed when I was calling all my school English teachers. I was like, "What is this? I can't do this." And they're like, "How are you overwhelmed? You have such a good grip on the subject." So it's natural. I mean, and I remember one of my teachers saying that you've been thrown into the ocean right from the pond. So obviously it's going to be a lot to deal with, because in schools we do not do such novels, thick novels, or such heavy readings, or any department for that matter, economics, maths. It's going to be overwhelming at first, but that's okay to take it at your own pace. So make friends. And yeah, I was just telling the freshers today the story of me and my friend, of how she just came sitting next to me on the first day, and now we have uh, been together entire year. So teachers are nice. Talking about books, you'll be guided by the teachers. Not really that I have much to add. There's bookshops around. You can buy online as well. There's PDFs and stuff available. But if you're into English honors, I will highly recommend. Please buy the books. If you are sure you are not going to read, then there's no point in investing. But it's always good. I mean, I don't know how people read summaries and go attempt exams. Never been something that you can justify to me. So do not agree with that. You need books, although most people don't really buy them. Soft copies, you'll only end up straining your eyes, especially the soul notes, the open learning notes. I mean, I'm going to get printouts this year because it gets so done hectic during exams, especially for subjects which are like additional, your GE, VAC, AEC, etc. Right? If you need a different video on that or shorts, let me know. I mean, it's a pretty detailed topic, how subjects and credits work. But your college will be covering that in the formal orientation, not departmental orientation. Then we have attendance. 67% attendance is the mandatory requirement. Um, so, for example, if you have three different units, in every unit you need 67% attendance in both lectures and tutes. Tutes are basically additional classes wherein which are compulsory, and you get divided into different batches, and yeah, that's how it works. In tutes, basically, there's no like studying thing. It's just that you get a hang of how to write and attempt the questions. So yes, I mean, is there an attendance issue? Is it mandatory? 67% is mandatory. If it is less, they will not stop you from giving the exam, but your marks will be deducted. So I think somewhere my GPA also lagged in the first semester because my I didn't get much marks for attendance, even though my exam grades were nice. So good if you can attend, and don't attend just for the sake of it. You will actually gain something, because in school you are spoon fed everything, but in college it's more of figuring out yourself. So I'd recommend you go. Additional subjects, as I said, you have VAC, which is value addition course. You have some options, you have to choose one, it's compulsory. Then you have SEC, which is your SEC, skill enhancement course. Again, you have some options. A lot of these options will not have exams, so if you want to go for a practical choice, then you can go for that, but you'll have to ask your seniors which options do not have exams. I cannot tell you because this list keeps on fluctuating, and in fact, college wise also it's different. AEC is your subject. So you have either AEC or EVS alternatively in each semester. Like for first semester, I had AEC, which is your language. So if you are a Sikh minority admission case like me, then Punjabi is compulsory for you. There's three kinds of Punjabi depending on how much you've studied. Like I have never studied Punjabi, so mine is Punjabi C. Okay, so we have A, B, like if you've read till 8th or 12th. And then we have EVS. So in second semester, I had EVS. So it's different for all the courses. You'll get information, everything as you go. But make sure to be, at the top of all the information and fill the forms on time because seats get filled up quick, especially with the practical courses because they do not have exams and people prefer them, right? So that's your AEC. We also have Khalsa College, especially. Our college has a language program. So you can opt that if you want to learn some, other foreign language also. Spanish, German, or, anything like that. Uh, Crowd and vibe, I think I've already covered. Crowd is pretty nice. There's not really much of a fighting scene or anything. I remember a comment on my video. Otherwise, I mean, yeah, once in a blue moon something happens, but that's with all the colleges pretty normal. Not really like you'll be unsafe or just a fight will break out. Not like that. So otherwise, it's a pretty harmonious college. I mean, it's peaceful. Is Punjabi compulsory in Khalsa College? Yes, if you are a Sikh minority student, then. Otherwise, it's not compulsory. Otherwise, we have Hindi in AEC. And if you do not know either languages, then there's an option of cluster college. For example, you only know Bengali and English. So then you will be sent to some other college which offers Bengali, and you will be studying there only for the AEC classes, right? So that's how it works at Khalsa College. I don't know about other colleges, but this is about Khalsa. Is there a minority bias? No, there's no minority bias. In fact, the first day you'll go, your misconception will be cleared. You'll not see a lot of Punjabi people around, so it's not really like overwhelming or anything. You'll see very less people, in fact, who are Punjabi. Uh, Otherwise, it's cool. Yeah. Is there a ragging scene? So ragging stopped at Delhi University and all colleges. Even when my aunt was studying, there was no ragging scene. And now we have a anti-ragging certificate, guys, that you all have submitted. So there's no situation of ragging anywhere at all. Still, if you feel anything like that, we have. I think there is a committee or someone. Some authority that looks to it. So just inform your teachers. I mean, if there's a bully situation, do not keep suffering. But there's no such thing like ragging and all as like old concepts. So this is something which is happening for all Delhi University colleges. Then we have Traveling and monsoon. Yes, monsoon is pretty damn bad. I think it started today only and it's just started raining so heavily. I remember that video where I'm basically wading through waters and it's like in like till waist in my college. So it's pretty bad. You need to carry umbrellas, you need to carry paper soaps more than you'll need laptops because it gets, situation gets a little out of hand. I mean, it's a government college, right? So yeah, traveling is slightly hard in monsoon. You'll have to know all these gates which are open when water gets like everywhere. North campus does get flash flooded pretty bad, so that you need to keep in mind. No idea about south campus honestly, or off campus. I mean, that depends where your college is. A lot of you were asking about orientation repetitively. So orientation department orientation happens on the first day, which happened today. So the briefing of your department, like English, economics, all that. A formal orientation, which happens in the auditorium or something, which is common to everybody, right? That happens like at Khalsa. This is going to happen, as our teachers hinted today, within a week's time or something, most probably. So these are the two different kinds of orientations that happen. There is no date as such right now. Briefing happens on the first day. It already happened on 28th, which is today. Fee receipts and physical verifications. So the documents that you need to carry your fee receipt to college every single day. Print that paper out and keep it with you. You will need a physical copy for entry because right now you do not have your ID cards made, and ID cards are made pretty late. Also, please take my advice: do not fill that form late. I did not. It's such a funny story. I did not want my school photo on my college ID card, so I had to take a picture and everything. So it got really late. Don't follow in my footsteps. And physical verification also, because of monsoon, you'll be, please make sure when's the last date and take all your physical documents. Your college will tell you what all you require. uh, Also, a lot of documents have been printed at DU Instagram handles. They've been shared at Khalsa's uh, website and Insta handle, so follow all those pages and you'll see what all needs to be carried. Do not skip the dates, fill the forms on time. So that's your fee receipt thing. Because of rain, the physical paper might get slightly, damaged or something. Always have a soft copy of all these things. Make a folder, digital folder. Fee receipt, especially because you need it every single day. So I just realized that I somehow missed on the topic of societies. I'm really sorry about that. This voiceover is just about societies. So we have a lot of societies in the college which you can enroll for through interviews. We have both departmental societies, like for example in English department we have a literary society, and it's similar. So for example, economics department will have its own society, same for math, science, I mean all these departments. And then we have the extracurricular societies which are for art, music. We have TEDx, western dance, classical dance. For Punjabi we have Anhad the Divinity Society, I think. So we have a lot of these societies which you can join, and you can start off as a member and then later become a core member, hold some position like president, vice president. Like right now I am the designing head in second year in my literary society. So that's how it works. You'll be given all the information in college. Societies will themselves reach out to you and then you can enroll, but for first year enroll in only one or two. That's what I advise because it gets out of hand. So yeah, this is from my side everything about my college. If you still have any doubts, do let me know. And I will never forget one thing that my teacher told me on the very first day of my college life, and that is true for all of Delhi University, all of your college life. And I really want to end this video on that note. It's already pretty long. That this is Delhi University where chaos doesn't get solved; you get used to the chaos.
बात तो सही है.
So yeah, that's pretty much it about Delhi University and Khalsa College. Overall, it's a good college. You can go for it. And if you have upgraded, then I wish you all the best. If you're frozen, welcome to Khalsa College. And we should definitely meet at the campus. And I'll see you guys next time.